Kelli Masters is a trailblazer, one of the first women to find success in the male-dominated world of sports management. But instead of holding that title to herself, Kelli is reaching out and helping other women on a similar path.
One of the most pivotal moments came at my very first combine. I had managed to sign my first player, so I was at my very first NFL combine, and so I'm sitting there looking around at 900 men, feeling pretty alone. Walking out of the room, there were a bunch of reporters talking to one of the most prominent agents. As I walked past, he kind of turned and walked up to me, and he said, "Well, let me tell you why you don't belong here and why women are never going to make it in this industry." I never even thought about the fact that people might think it was odd that a woman wanted to be an NFL agent. My name is Kelli Masters. I am originally from Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and now live in Oklahoma City. I am an attorney and a sports agent, and I am a citizen of Cherokee Nation. My first drafted client was Gerald McCoy, obviously drafted by the Buccaneers, is now with the Dallas Cowboys. Blake Jarwin is a player that I signed right out of Oklahoma State, so he's one of my favorite success stories. Tress Way, he's my longest tenured client. We just got to see him go play in the Pro Bowl this year, which was very exciting for him and his family and for me as an agent. So 2 Pro Bowlers so far, hoping to add to that. All of my childhood memories come from growing up in Tahlequah. I went to Cherokee Elementary School. Because I was Cherokee, I was allowed to take special classes to learn the language, to learn the Cherokee syllabary. I learned all about Sequoia. I spent so much time outdoors learning about Cherokee culture and Cherokee history. I had a really interesting path to becoming both a lawyer and a sports agent. Always said I wanted to be on television, I wanted to be a broadcaster, but I also wanted to be a lawyer, mainly because I watched my dad. I ended up going to school for journalism. I was finishing my journalism degree at OU. I was working at the CBS affiliate in Oklahoma City as a news intern and then later as an associate producer. And a couple of major events happened during my senior year of college, which was 94-95. 1994, the O.J. Simpson trial was going on.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187.
That changed television. That changed so much of the way we consume information, the people that we were listening to, the people who we were bringing into the station to talk about the trial had legal expertise, and I thought, gosh, I don't even know what questions to ask. As I'm watching this trial unfold, I want to know what's important and why they're asking the questions they're asking and not asking the ones they aren't, and felt like, I need to go get a legal education before I even try to work as a journalist, because I need that background. I need to understand what I'm asking. I need to understand the stories that I'm trying to report. The other thing that happened in the spring of '95 was the bombing of the Murrah building. I was part of the crew that worked wall-to-wall coverage for, I think we were wall-to-wall for a week. During that time, I would see us bring in legal experts, and I would think, gosh, I need to know more.
Process on files of evidence,
and so that was really what ultimately inspired me to go to law school. I became a partner in 2005 with Feller Snyder, which is the firm that I have now been part of for over 20 years. One phone call changed everything, and it was from the family of an NFL player who had set up a foundation and they needed a lawyer. And that's what opened the door to working with athletes. I initially thought, I'm an attorney. That automatically makes me eligible to represent and negotiate contracts for football players. And that's not how it works. There's actually an entire certification process. So I did reach out to a woman at the time who I think was the only woman to have negotiated a veteran contract in the NFL, Kristen Kuliga, and she gave me a very realistic picture. It was encouraging, but was also letting me know this is a tough business and you're just gonna have to hold your own. If I come into this industry, I want to bring something different to the table. I want to bring a level of integrity and excellence that I don't see yet. When I became certified, there had never actually been a woman independently go through certification and start an agency. I didn't think about, I'm gonna be a trailblazer, or I'm gonna be the only woman or the first woman to do anything. And that didn't really hit me in the face until I started recruiting and got a lot of questions if I would walk into a meeting. A coach or a parent or even a player would say, well, where's the agent? Where's the man that's going to represent me? I think that shows that there hasn't been representation. Fast forward 15 years, there's no longer the barrier of having to try to convince people that, yes, a woman can do this. It's obvious that women can represent athletes and do so at a very high level. Probably 90% or more of what I do is not glamorous at all. Most of it is a grind, but the mountaintop moments are definitely worth it. And over the years, I've built out an amazing team, and we have an incredible advisory council. I'm really blessed now to not be just a one-woman shop. We draw athletes in that also are looking for purpose in life. They see themselves as part of something greater. It really is about going above and beyond and valuing people as human beings, not just as staff members, not just as contracts, not just as players that we only care about when they're actually making us money. I hear from young women all the time that talk about how they learned about me in their sports management class at various universities around the country, and how they studied me, and they even studied how I dressed and how I answered questions and how I approached representation, and that blows my mind. My hope is that my sort of personal journey and personal battles inspire many, many other people that maybe I'll never meet to do great things with their lives and to be courageous.
Break.